everyone's talking about how the clips of Sneed kind of dominating Tyreek at the line on that one play. It's all over. There's the Chiefs Twitter account posted a different angle of it, like a more up close angle of it. So it's beautiful. But everyone's talking about, or making a joke here with the Ride the D, the MJD viral video that went out on NFL Network this week.
What?
Yeah, Chris Rose, the host, was asking him, can the Chiefs ride the D all throughout the playoffs? And MJD goes, well, like that face right there.
Yeah.
and he's I mean, ride the defense.
This is far and away the best defense that Patrick Mahomes has had, right? Well, I mean, is it possible that they could ride the D? The defense?
Okay.
That's a question, because I'm seeing a lot of fans who don't probably watch the Chiefs at all. They're talking about, good luck replicating this all throughout the playoffs, because you're not going to play another team that is not used to the negative 30-degree weather again. So good luck, and it's the only reason why you guys won this game. But like, people haven't been watching. Our defense has been playing lights out all season long. We dominated Miami earlier on the season when it was neutral weather in Germany. So like, it doesn't matter there. But do you think that we can replicate this, whether we do play Buffalo, whether we do play Houston? And what do you say about this? Is Houston very similar to that Miami Dolphins passing attack, at least, if we were to play them?
No, they're not similar. I wouldn't say they don't have anybody like Tyreek Hill on that other side, and they're not taking away from Nico Collins and those guys. Those guys are very talented wide receivers. They're bigger wide receivers. They got a lot of range, man. They can catch the football. And so they're very dangerous. They're very dangerous. But it's not as similar, because where you can see, like you were just talking about, the one Sneed, putting his hands on Tyreek, like, actually sunning him, putting him down, doing a little, it's going to be different with these other wide receivers, if it was Houston or if it was, Buffalo. So Buffalo kind of know, we know what we're going up against. Diggs is very slippery. At the line of scrimmage, he'll be able to get away. He backs up a lot to try to get on his release. I know Gabe Davis had gotten hurt, but Shakir, he's a capable wide receiver if that's who we play, right? And there's different scenarios how it's going to play out, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to Spags and their defense, because, like you said, they've been playing great all year. I think they were second in giving up yards in the game per game. I think second in scoring. I think they was down to 17.3 or whatever. They had the stats up there, but only second to the Ravens. The Chiefs are the ones that's stopping everybody from scoring. And I was telling this to my nephew. He's a big Green Bay fan. I'm like, nephew, you realize y'all the only ones that scored that many points on us. Y'all scored 27 points, and y'all was the most. Other than that, I think Denver had 24. After that, everybody's 20 on and less. That's what that is. And our guys have been playing phenomenal, absolutely excellent in every respect of those words. But that's the truth, though. That's the truth. It doesn't matter who you have. It doesn't matter who we're going to see. These guys are ready for the task. So it don't matter if it's 30-degree weather, okay? Doesn't matter if it's 80-degree weather. The Chiefs' defense is going to show up. Spags got these guys playing at a high level. That's just a bottom line. And so if we try to deny that, and others people out here, the talking heads denying it, like you said, they just haven't been watching the Chiefs football. They haven't been watching the defense. They haven't been. You know why? Because nobody expected the Chiefs defense to be like what they are now. Maybe except us. I think I said that last year coming in. I said, man, we will probably have one of the top defenses in the league by next year. And I meant that. And here it is, coming to fruition, because you got this young, talented guys out here, these great corners, as Sneed and McDuffie. Williams and Watson comes in. They do a good job. Reed, Mike Edwards, those guys doing a tremendous job back in. Our linebackers are playing incredible. I love the rotation when you sit there and you look at Bolton, Gay, Tranquil, Chanel. All those guys are doing a tremendous job. And then we talk about, stopping the run, which was big, was vital against Miami, with obviously Chris Jones, Namdi ended up getting hurt. Pernell came in, but you're looking at George, you're looking at Charles, Menahu, you're looking at all these guys that are coming in and just doing a tremendous job, just playing and bodying up, man. So they fly around. They play well with each other. But Spags is the one that's, orchestrating everything. No doubt about it.
Yeah. To your point, Chiefs number 2 overall in the season in yards allowed. Cleveland Browns only team to give up less yards than them, total yards. Points, number 2 in the league. The Ravens are the only team to give up less points than them. So 16, they average 16.5 points. Ravens do, and we average 17.3. So number 2 in that as well.
Come on, man. So we we right up there, close to being the best. And so I just don't believe that everybody is seeing it. They're just not seeing it, man. They're just not seeing it.
It's weird the narratives come out from that, because it's like we talk about it, and obviously we watch the team every week, but like when people look at the Chiefs, and I think people are starting to catch on now that like there's only a few games that people are only like watching our games and stuff, and they can actually see what kind of defense we have. Beginning of the season, it was more like, oh man, this team is not the same Chiefs team. The offense is not good, and like I don't know where it's going to come from. Like they have mediocre defense, bad offense. That's not going to equate to anything. Now they're actually seeing, okay, offensively, yes, we're not the same, but defensively, we're not the same as well. So like, and I think people are starting to notice that now. Whereas talking about these numbers here, total yards we've only given up the second least, and then points second least as far as average per game, behind the Ravens. Points wise, and everyone sees that their defense as like an all different like level defense, and it's like, well, we're not that far behind that. So,
but what has been the theme here in Kansas City? If anything, what's been selling the tickets? It's always been offense, right? Yeah. It's always been PM15, Travis Kelce, and whoever else we had. And Isaiah Pacheco's come in, and he's done his due diligence, man, to become one of the I'd say one of the premier backs in the league. For what he's done, not just in the running game, but in the passing game as well. And so Rashid Rice has outpaced himself in all measures as a rookie coming in, just doing a tremendous job catching the football, just making plays at the plays, man. So that's what it's been. The theme has always been the offense, right? Nobody ever talks about the Chiefs defense. It's always Chiefs defense, just hold up. Well, we knew Patrick could come in and sling around, get 35, rolling out of bed. So it's not the case this year. Defense is the one shutting it down, right? So they're the one putting everybody to sleep.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And I was surprised Spags isn't getting any head coaching looks, to be quite honest with you. I know we're moving towards the offensive league now, and he has had 2 stops as a head coach with St. Louis and New York. But I mean, he's done a really phenomenal job with such a young, youngest defense in the league, and I think that's I'm seeing other guys get interviewed head coaching jobs. I'm like, yeah, okay, but
I don't know, and I don't even know after having 2 stops as head coach, does he want to be a head coach anymore? Right?
Yeah,
he might just love just being just the defensive guru that he is, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But if they were kind of, looking forward, getting Spags out there as a head coach, I'm sure people will come knocking on his door. No doubt about it, right?
Yeah, but we're lucky to have him in Kansas City for as long as we do. So,
yeah, man. Look, right now we got no distractions. We ain't dealing with no distractions.
Nope.
We ain't talking to nobody. We got a job to do. Coaches understand that, right? Don't disrupt anything that's going on. Everybody's laser focused on what needs to go on to win this thing. So.
Yes, sir. And I was watching, I think it was Undisputed, and Michael Irvin, Skip, and Keyshawn were talking and saying, one of the reasons why they think Dallas lost, Dan Quinn was interviewing for all these jobs and stuff, and he didn't get a proper game plan, and he probably has mine in a million different places this week.
Hey, I'm telling you, there is some truth to that, really. So if you're not, you can only be stretched so much, and you stretch yourself so thin because you're looking for this head coaching job. Are you preparing your players? Are you where you need to be? Is your mind fully locked into what you need to do? Because it's sure like they had no answer for what they were doing yesterday. Couldn't stop the run, couldn't stop the pass. Green Bay was doing whatever they wanted to do against this defense, right? Yeah. That was really kind of what was holding them up was their defense most of the time. So Parsons didn't have a good game, and nobody on defense showed up. So
nobody.
Yeah, Dan Quinn. Call it out. Call it out. Because sometimes you have to.
No, I was curious when I heard that. I wanted to ask you right away, but I was like, interesting. I wonder, because fans will say that stuff like, oh man, he's interviewing for jobs. He's not locked in for this week. But like when I hear players say that, I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. Okay, so there is some legitimacy to comments like that.
If I look at it like this, if you're who they want, a team will wait for you. They'll wait. They might like, look, man, we have you in the process. We don't mind waiting a couple of weeks to kind of get these things started because it's going to be the off season. 2 weeks ain't going to hurt anybody. 2 or 3 weeks, it's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to be, because you can still operate the way that you operate anyway, right? At this moment, there's only guys that's going to be at the stadium is the ones that's kind of, still, healing their wounds, doing their workouts. If you're home, if you lose out of the playoffs, that's about it. Guys are getting everything else ready. So you start the off season, man, you got some time. Everybody wants to just get away and get a break and stuff like that, man. It's a long season. But if you're interviewing for head coaching jobs while you're in the playoffs, that is a big distraction, man. That's a huge distraction. Distraction. So
it's a lot. I mean, just for normal jobs, interviewing for a job is one thing, but then like, especially like I know during COVID when you were interviewing for jobs while like having to do your actual day-to-day job and that you're going back and forth to different video calls, that's just like a normal like corporate job, let alone like having a game plan and scheme for your upcoming opponent while, making sure your portfolio and all that stuff's ready to show, another NFL team to be their head coach. So it's like, it's gotta be a tough task to balance both those things.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, man, you have to tell your agent, hey, look, man, listen, if they want me that bad, then they can wait. They can wait till we win the Super Bowl, however far we go, right? Because you just don't want, especially like in a situation like this, where now all of a sudden becomes a headline. Then you start talking about it. Well, is he the problem? Was he the guy? So bad deal.
Interesting stuff. But luckily we don't have to deal with that stuff in another week, and doesn't sound like any of our guys are getting interviews anywhere, so we don't have to deal with that as of right now.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.